Hi, folks. Thanks for joining me again. This week we are going to talk about a journey that changed the course of this country, the Lewis and Clark expedition. It's a tale of grit, guts, and a whole lot of determination. Back in 1804, two men, Meriwether Lewis and William Clark, set off to chart the unknown lands of the Louisiana Territory, a massive chunk of wilderness bought from France just the year before. This wasn't just any patch of land, mind you. It stretched from the Mississippi clear to the Rockies and beyond, and President Jefferson wanted to know what we'd gotten ourselves into. Jefferson had big dreams of finding a water route to the Pacific and opening up trade with Asia. So he picked Lewis to lead the charge. And Lewis brought along his good friend Clark to help him navigate the wild. Together they formed the Corps of Discovery, a ragtag bunch of about 45 folks, including soldiers, hunters, interpreters, and even Clark's enslaved servant, York. Each one of them brought skills that'd be vital to surviving what lay ahead. Now, the journey started in May 1804 from Camp Dubois near modern-day Illinois. The team pushed up the Missouri River, facing all kinds of challenges: rough waters, blistering weather, and plenty of tough terrain. They managed, though, and by winter, they reached the Mandan villages in North Dakota. The Mandan and Hidatsa tribes gave them shelter and supplies to get through the cold, a kindness that proved critical for what was to come. That's also where they met Sacagawea, a young Shoshone woman who changed the course of the expedition. She joined the team as an interpreter, carrying her newborn son, Jean-Baptiste, right alongside him. Her presence brought peace when meeting native tribes, and her knowledge of the land turned out to be priceless. By the time spring rolled around, the Corps was ready to head deeper into the unknown. Now, if you think heading west was all smooth sailing, you've got another thing coming. Crossing the Rockies, especially the Bitterroot Mountains, was downright brutal. Bitter cold, scarce food, and the kind of exhaustion that'd break most folks didn't stop them. Thanks to the help of the Shoshone and later the Nez Perce tribes, they managed to push through, and by November 1805, the Corps finally reached the Pacific Ocean at the mouth of the Columbia River. Imagine standing there, staring at the endless expanse of the Pacific after months of trudging through some of the harshest landscapes on Earth. It must have been something to see. They built Fort Clatsop and hunkered down for the winter, planning their return trip back east. By the spring of 1806, they were on the move again, retracing their steps and charting more of the land as they went. It wasn't an easy trek back, but by September, they rolled into St. Louis, having traveled over 8,000 miles and bringing back a treasure trove of knowledge. They'd mapped the land, documented more than 300 plants and animals folks hadn't seen before, and built relationships with native tribes along the way. Those journals of theirs, they became a gold mine of information about the untamed West. They even brought back tales of critters like prairie dogs and grizzly bears, things folks east of the Mississippi couldn't have imagined. Sacagawea, York, and the rest of the Corps played a huge role in making it all happen. Sacagawea's guidance and connections with native groups were essential, and York's strength and resilience earned him the respect of everyone on the team. Even still, their stories often got overshadowed, though history's starting to give them the credit they deserve.